We've had many drag queens on the show, but I think you might be our first drag king.
Are you serious?
Which is embarrassing.
I'm very honored to cherry pop. And I will say though, as a drag king, I have popped many a cherries as in that department. Both of my abuelas were more upset that I stopped eating meat than when I started eating. So they were both like, what do you mean you're gonna stop eating chuleta? My chuleta? How dare you?
Hey guys, apologies for my sound. The sound is fine in the episode, but I forgot my microphone at home and I am in St. Louis in my hotel room and I stink. I fished this out of the laundry and I regret that so much. Today on the pod, we have our first, I'm like ashamed, but also excited to say that we have our first ever drag king, Vico Ortiz. What a delight. This is a super high energy, very funny episode, a couple really great stories, and Jen co-hosts because I feel like you guys don't know, but Maddie got a writing job on SNL, and that's why she hasn't been around lately, and we've been trying to coordinate a send-off, but working at SNL is really hard, so that's been a little hard to get together, but Kylie's in California, and Lizzie got sick, so Jen subbed in. Aren't you guys lucky? And Jen's story is so funny. I love her so much. Cool. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the episode. Lots of great bonus content still going up at patreon.com/WHGS. And I'm coming to Buffalo, LA, and Brea. What's after that? Upstate New York. There is so many. And if you're new around here, I'm getting a lot of DMs about new listeners. Thank you so much for being here. I can send you a text when I tour your city. I have a whole pitch, but I'm not going to do it. Just do it. You can do that at my website. All right. Thanks, guys.
Listener, this episode is brought to you by Helix, my favorite brand of mattress. Have you ever been sad, listener? Have you ever lost anyone like your cat and now you're alone? What better place to sleep alone than on a Helix mattress? And don't just take it from me, listener. 82% of Helix mattress sleepers saw an increase in their deep sleep cycle while sleeping on a Helix mattress. Go to helixsleep.com/gaysex for 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/gaysex for 20% off site-wide. Make sure that you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/gaysex.
Just a general note, I've been traveling a lot between PR and LA, and especially mostly based in PR now, and my accent and my brain is mostly in Spanish at this moment. So I'm like...
That's okay, because Jen is fluent.
Hey, I'm Jen, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Amazing. Incredible. You're fluent in Spanish?
Well, fluent is a stretch. Maybe at one point.
She's fluent.
Maybe at one point. But yeah, I studied it in college, and then I studied like abroad in Ecuador, and then worked in Costa Rica for a bit. So
okay, hells yeah.
Well, it's good. It just goes away, you know.
It's all good. I mean, if at some point we'll be playing charades essentially. Like I'll be like, how do you say? And they'll describe the word, and then you're gonna tell me what the word is, and I'll be like, right. How did I forget? So that's gonna happen a lot. Maybe
Dildo.
Potentially. Yeah, dildo. That's the one.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I'm kind of embarrassed. Oh, well, first of all, let me just say, Jen is filling in. Jen is my girlfriend. My co-host has neurovirus. So she's at home vomiting.
Ooh,
yeah.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, but thank you, Jen, for being here.
Yeah, I just live here, so I get pulled in sometimes.
Yes.
I'll do my best.
She's she's permanently on hold, understudy.
Wow. I'm so glad that you live there, so you can just jump in whenever.
Yeah, I'm poisoning them. I'm like, just so I can get like some screen time in here. all of her guests. Sabotage.
Hilarious. Amazing. Incredible. Just casually become the co-host.
I'm like, oh no, it's so sad.
But people love the episodes that Jen is on, so we're very lucky to have her here
That's a
today.
nice thing to say.
Sounds like a replacement to me.
But I think we've had many drag queens on the show, but I think you might be our first drag king.
Are you serious?
Which is embarrassing.
goodness.
Very
That is
embarrassing. Why?
Well,
Why has
I'm-
it taken me so long?
I'm very honored to cherry pop, and I will say though, as a drag king, I have popped many a cherries as in that department. I feel like never in my life. This was like what in 2000? Oh no! Oh my god! It was in 2020 February, right before the lockdown. I was doing a show in West Hollywood, and I never thought that I would hear so many cis gay men tell me, "You popped my drag king cherry," and I was like, "Whoa, am I like Ilya from like Heated Rivalry, like popping cherries left and right? Let's fucking go!" So
You've already said too many words to be Ilya from Heated Rivalry.
that is correct.
Because
I am not.
If you were him, how long have we been on? We've been on for 6 minutes. I think you would have said 3 words, and it would have been
Correct.
"suck my cock," and it just would have been that over and over and over
Write
again.
that down for your drag routine.
No, and I actually saw someone do a drag performance already as Ilya's monologue.
People are fast. Like, it is
Incredible.
crazy. That's amazing. How was
Truly
it?
impeccable. It was incredible. So they literally had someone on a fucking staircase, throwing little not raindrops, snow thingies. This is where I'm telling you what's the name of the snow?
Snowflakes.
Snow-
I think
Snowflakes.
actually snow.
Just snow.
I think snow might have been the word you were looking for.
Thank you.
How do you say that in Spanish?
Nieve.
Yeah, muy bien,
All right.
muy bien.
It's been a while since the
Exacto.
7th grade
Weather
unit. And that snow doesn't come up much in
In Costa Rica?
in Costa Rica.
Neither does in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little background about you're an actor. You're Vico Ortiz. We're in the apartment. We're having gay sex. We're having gay sex with Vico Ortiz today. Thank you for being here.
So we were very much cherry popping over here. Okay, very exciting. Do you need some lubricant? Do you need some sweet words of affirmation?
Vico, I never need lube. I'm wet, baby. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry.
Should I
Not
go?
gonna be any problems here. All right.
Noted. I mean, not that, if you need lube, totally fine. As we age, sometimes it's a little rough, So, yeah, but so good that
Queer
you're
people are
always
so
soaking.
thoughtful. It's nauseating. You're so kind.
So sweet.
But if you do need the lube, it's okay.
I have a praise kink. What can I say?
But yeah, you're a content creator and you were on HBO. Our Flag Means Death. You can go and watch that, listener. And a drag king. Is that a fair description? What are you working on now?
So what I'm working on right now is I'm writing a lot for something that TBH, because TBD is already determined, but just like to be TBA. There we go. TBA.
To be announced.
There you go.
Exciting.
Yes, very exciting. I am very, very stoked about that particular project. And I'm also rewriting and adding some stuff for my solo show, Rise of a King. And I'm doing it in Spanish in Puerto Rico for the first time over the summer. And the Spanish version is called Palante el Drag King. And similarly, I'm going to be popping a lot of Drag King cherries because this theater festival in Puerto Rico is called True Color Fest. And I'm very excited because I've seen the festival in the past and I've never seen Drag Kings and I haven't seen trans and non-binary people specifically in the festival.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm popping a lot of cherries on that department as well. But I'm very excited because my solo show is about how I became a drag king, but also how I've always been doing drag and how that somehow magically really deepened the connection that I had with my mom. And so,
Beautiful.
yes, it's a very sweet show, but it's also it's burlesque, it's cabaret. It's like, I'm both giving you the physical experience of burlesque, where I am undressing little by little, but I'm also undressing myself emotionally. So it's very sweet. Like, you're like, I'm horny, I'm crying, I am endeared. Oh my gosh, I'm horny again. Very similar to the heated rivalry experience. Yes.
I don't know. It sounds like it sounds like sex to me. I love that.
The classic experience.
Just like, wow, I'm vulnerable, I'm wet, and now I'm crying, and now I'm laughing. Some fun times. But I'm very particularly stoked about this because it's the first time I'm doing the show in Spanish, and not just in Spanish, but doing it back in Puerto Rico and being able to share it with a lot of people that saw me
Has your
growing
mom
up.
seen it? Your
Yeah,
family
she
seen it?
did. She saw it. She saw it in English, but she's read the Spanish version. Because I actually thought I was going to do it in Spanish first, because I finished writing it last year, and I was in PR when I did it. And then I was talking to some theater producer friends in PR, and then she was the one that was like, there's a festival in New York. And I was like, okay, then it's New York it is. And then I did it in LA. So yeah, there's a lot of writing, a lot of drag, and I guess coming out, it already came out, all of the second season of Fiona and Cake came out on HBO Max, and I am the voice of Hunter.
Very cool. Very cool. So there's a lot of stuff that you can go and watch of Vico's work. So go get on that, and maybe stay tuned on the Instagram for like tour dates around when the show comes out. Maybe it'll be more than just Puerto Rico. Maybe it'll be all around. And then this podcast also, it's like, so you're perfect already, but it's very conversational, just queer people hanging out. And then I'm going to share I'm using quotes on purpose, a gay sex story, because it doesn't have to be gay and it doesn't have to be sex. It can be
Noted.
Really anything. And then I'll ask you to share as well if that's it.
I have no problem whatsoever. Yeah.
I figured like when you have like the drag queens that I've had, I had Dita Ritz on. I don't know if you remember her.
I've heard of that name.
I think,
Yeah.
RuPaul's Drag Race, I think season 4. But she talked about putting gerbils, how, sometimes people, gay men especially, will put gerbils up their buttholes. Did you know about this?
I did not know about that.
Alex, if you could pull up just why this happens, because I was taught why, but it's like a thing.
Amazing.
So
gerbils, like the animal?
The animal, yeah. They find them in hospitals. The doctors are pulling gerbils out of buttholes. I forget why.
That's gotta be quite illegal.
For sure.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Why are we doing that?
We're Googling right now. But what I'm getting at is drag queens are usually pretty open with the stories that they're telling, is what I'm trying to say. In my experience.
For sure. I mean, I don't know if it's because I'm a drag king, but I feel like in general, I just love to overshare. So
totally. And you are in the right place. Refer to the sign. Alex, gorgeous.
Well, it says here, according to Wikipedia, gerbling is considered an urban legend, and there's no evidence that the practice has ever occurred in real life.
Well, I'm getting canceled.
Its existence
I
remains
literally just said
dubious.
gay people put gerbils up their butts.
She's like, every single gay man has to do this when he comes out.
But
I'm wondering.
No, but I saw a doctor on TikTok talking about how he pulled a gerbil.
Oh, you saw it on TikTok. It must be true.
Okay, but can I clarify? I saw a doctor on TikTok saying he was like ranking stuff that I've pulled out of butts. And one of them was gerbil. So maybe the urban legend has actually inspired people, and you shouldn't be doing this. Don't do this, listener.
No, please do not at all. Stay away.
Don't ever do this.
Oh my God. Wow. Well, there's definitely no gerbils involved in my sex, so.
and it's so valid if they are. Queerness contains multitudes. I have a fun gay sex story for this week.
Go ahead.
And thank you for being here again.
Of course.
Listener, you might notice there's no ads on this episode. That means that this episode was 100% sponsored by gay people like you. Listener, go to patreon.com/WHGS. You can get up to 4 bonus episodes a month, and that includes our full backlog, plus the live stream of my comedy show, plus a ton of other bonus content. It's the best way to keep this podcast going, and if you donate $1 today, that would have been more helpful for us
than listening to the ads. So consider donating $1. And if you're on the fence, here's a little taste of what you'll see on the Patreon.
I met my now ex-husband in college around the time I was deciding to be straight and committed to make this relationship work. Fast forward about 6 years, around the time we got married, he came out to me bi. No, not as bi, bi. I told him that I always had anxiety, that I was gay also. We never really
Wow,
talked about
that's
it
so different
again.
than telling your husband that you think you might be bisexual.
Yeah.
Jumping to, I have anxiety that I'm gay.
I've always been afraid I don't love you. Oh no, oh no.
One more time, that's patreon.com/WHGS. So my gay sex from this week, you witnessed it, Jen.
Oh dear.
And I'm going to ask you a question, Vico.
Okay.
Was this man, okay, you tell me what happened. Jen and I, well, first of all, there's a mirror right in front of our elevator. We pull up and we're going to the,
Oh yeah.
it's a hallway mirror. It's a public mirror.
Luxury
It's a
living.
shared space. The elevator doesn't go directly into my apartment. And then there's a mirror. I just want to be clear. We're not at that level yet. Patreon.com/WHGS. Let's get that elevator in the apartment money. But I go outside. We're in front of the elevator. I look and I go, I look pretty cute. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was looking pretty cute. And we get into the elevator. We go down a floor. A man comes into the elevator with a dog.
Yep. This man looks like Elijah Wood.
Yes, he looks a lot like Elijah, kind of
A scary version, but a similar kind of off vibe too. Like,
off vibe. Now
Who do
you
you
just
think-
alienated Elijah Wood.
do you
We
think
would love
Elijah
to have
never
you,
would have
Elijah
thought.
Wood.
I don't think Elijah. I feel like Elijah has played characters that have an off vibe. But I don't think he himself
It's
has
like the,
an
it's
off
like
vibe.
the eyes. There's something that's like, I don't know, a little freaky.
You hate Elijah Wood is what I'm
Elijah
hearing.
Wood, I love you, and I deeply apologize. I know he's listening, and
Oh yeah, I
Actually,
actually saw on the stats. He's one of the first top 10 listeners. Yeah.
Top 10 listeners. He does listen to podcasts. Because, my mom, my dad wrote a porno. It's a great comedy podcast from years ago. He listened to it and he got on one of the guest episodes.
he was So
So he
true.
could
Oh,
be.
the name of the podcast is called "My Dad Wrote a Porno." For some reason,
Yes, my
I was
dad
like,
didn't write a
"Your
porno."
dad wrote a porno." Okay. It makes sense also that your podcast is called "We're Having Gay Sex."
Yeah, it runs in the fam.
Your friends in the
It's a
family.
tradition.
Yeah.
Noted.
My
Noted,
dad,
noted.
my dad did die when I was 11, but his dying words were, "Hey, I wrote a porno, and I'm gonna need you to carry on the legend."
And here we are,
Family tradition.
elevating it. But yes, you were saying
I have thought about writing smut with the current climate.
it's a good time.
It's a big time for smut right now.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be. I'd write straight smut.
I think your heart has to be really in it. People have been working on that since those. What's it called? Vico, do you remember what those are? Wattpad, right? Is
Wattpad.
that- Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I have a story with that, but I will let you do your elevator Elijah Wood story first, and there's a dog, and then I will jump into spot writing.
And not in a butthole. And
No gerbils. But yes,
My God, you are such a good listener. What's your sign?
I am a Libra, but I post a podcast too, so I'm always asking questions as well. So it's
do you
very
really?
fun for me? Yes, I've done.
That's why you're so good.
Oh, thanks. And this is why I have all these.
the very legit microphone.
Yeah,
Yes.
and the nice background.
I try.
Dating it.
Wait, I feel like such a dipshit. What's your podcast?
No, well, I did 2 seasons of Date My Abuelita First, which I was co-hosting, and it was essentially a dating show podcast where instead of the algorithm on Hinge, the algorithm was Abuelita. So we had 3 contestants and the person that they want to date, and Abuelita would, vet everybody, and then she would choose who she thought should date the person.
Wait,
in the
your
show.
Yeah, was
Your
this
grandma?
your grandma?
No, my abuelita, but they cast one that very much felt like my abuelita.
That's awesome.
I was about to say, your family is so accepting.
Yeah, that's like
very
so next level.
Generations of accepting.
Both of my abuelas were more upset that I stopped eating meat than when I started eating pussy. So they were both like, what do you mean you're going to stop eating chuleta? My chuleta? How dare you? And then, but I was like, grandmas, I'm gay. And they're like, yeah, whatever. That's popular now. And I was like, okay, that's a reaction. That's the for sure.
I also love the idea of you guys,
now.
of you being like, I'll always eat your meat, Grandma. And I don't mean it that way.
There was a moment where I was like, maybe I should just keep, like, I will just not eat meat until I just eat my abuela's meat. Anyway,
Wait. When I didn't ask you this, I know your pronouns, but your pronouns and sexually how you identify, so the listener at home knows.
Oh, yes. Well, I use they, them pronouns. In drag, I use he, they. And then I'm queer and polyamorous. It's hard to me. I mean, like, I'm a lesbian. I'm pansexual. Like, I feel like if we're vibing, we're gonna have a sapphic relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the vibe.
I know
and
the
then,
labels
yeah.
are so hard when you introduce like non-binary into it or like gender fluid into it. It can get a little like kind of crazy with the labels. But I'm also like,
Yeah.
who cares? You know?
I feel both, and especially with like language, I'm so fascinated by it, especially because Spanish is my first one and it's very binary. And
Especially because I speak so many and I have so many solo shows in so many languages and it's being translated into German actually.
what can I say? But I love it. I love words. I love language, and not just, I love how we communicate also with our bodies and all that. And labels are great, and they're also, labels are great, and they can also be really limiting. So I feel like as we continue to, ebb and evolve and grow, the language grows with us. So that's why I'm like, queer feels like a pretty good word to say, because I'm like, everything that I do is going to be queer. Every relationship, the ones that I have with myself, the ones that I have with my family, with the earth, with my community, is going to be queer.
With the earth.
Yeah.
Bro,
Listen.
go off.
We're in a relationship with the earth as
coming
well.
from-
Go off, Gaia. Let's go.
They're coming from that Reiki facial.
Yes, you did. You came straight from the
right,
Reiki
From the
facial.
Reiki, like it's showing.
I literally had in the was it recession? What's the word when you go back in time into other past
regression.
lives? Regression, yeah.
I don't know. What?
I don't know.
Do you not have a queer relationship with the earth? That's really embarrassing for her. Oh. You can go, Vico, and I will take it from here.
Dude, I'm working on my queer relationship with the earth.
You're canceled. Remember the gerbils? It's done. It's over.
Oh my God, not the, fuck, I'm fucked.
That's gonna come back to you. I'm so sorry.
I'm a vegetarian too, if that's helpful.
My first gay experience was in college, and I also studied environmental science. So I feel like that was my queir relationship with the earth. Pretty
yeah.
There you
literally
go.
started there.
This is a
Yes.
total tangent, but it is a joke because I'm a stand-up that I've been thinking about. When I was in Australia, there were some land acknowledgements at my shows. I was touring Australia, and I also did some activities where there were some land acknowledgements. And during one of the land acknowledgements, the way she was so cool, and I agreed with what she was saying, but the way she said it, it did stab me in the heart as like an American white person. Like I was like, oh, I felt it. She was like, just be mindful of this area because, and she did the land acknowledgement, and she was like, they treat the earth differently than you might treat the earth. They treat the earth like it's their mother. And I remember feeling like, Jesus fucking Christ, I have let my mother down. I have let my mother down. And I was thinking about that and how much on a religious level, that type of religion or spirituality, because like it's not organized religion in the same way. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking more about spirituality. But that type of spiritual vibe makes so much more sense than any monotheistic, like kind of profit-based religion. Like, why would you ever believe that there's just a dude in the sky versus literally worshiping the thing that grows food out of it for you? If you were going to worship something, you'd be worshiping the thing that makes food for you, no?
Sure. A bit more productive, too.
Totally.
No offense to the monotheistic.
Full offense to the monotheistic. Fuck you, monotheism. But you know what I mean? I don't know. It just struck me. Is there something? I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny.
I'm there with you because it just showcases how right now in this era of communication, we have cell phones, we have video chats, we have Zooms, we have Google Meets, we have all these resources in which we can communicate, but we're at the same time disconnected from some other various types of communication. Like, we are in relation to the earth, but we no longer see it because instead of having that relationship with the earth, what we see is a dominance over the earth. We see roads being built without regarding the earth in that place. We're seeing
Mommy Gaia is not a bottom. She
Mommy
is
Gaia is not
top.
but it's that, and if we were more conscientious about that relationship that we have in which, I want to nurture the earth and have that reciprocity of like, as I nurture the earth shall have a tree or a plant or an herb or whatever that may be. You are nurturing the earth with that, and the earth nurtures you with that.
Yeah.
So that's a relationship.
She should be a switch. I'm sorry.
There it is. A switchy bitch. But the thing is that we're not seeing that. The way that we're seeing it right now is by exploitation, which is what happens across the board. It's mirrored also in the way that we exploit ourselves with work and how we stop humanizing ourselves and have to go and not give ourselves a break or time to breathe. And so, everything is a relationship. And that's why I'm like, I love to queer it up because I'm like, what am I doing here that's mimicking like colonial like aspects that like have been ingrained with me like for hundreds and thousands of years? How can I like change this and make it more sustainable for myself and the people that I love? So anyway,
I'm gonna work on my queer relationship with the earth. Yeah, I was in this elevator with Elijah Wood and his dog.
Big tangent.
At the end, I don't mind. You do a podcast like this for 5 years, you gotta go on a couple Mother Earth tangents to fill the hour.
Absolutely. And then we'll get to the regression story.
Well, this might be regression for me in a way. Because maybe I'm straight now. I'm in the elevator.
That's a bummer.
And we're getting to the bottom. And he goes,
awkward way to tell me.
I was like, we are in today. We are.
Jen, I've packed your stuff. Elijah Wood is moving in.
This is your last episode. Thank you so much.
She just starts knocking it off. It's straight sex now.
Scribble it in. But I believe he phrased it this way. Correct me if I'm wrong. He looks at me and he goes, "Where's that accent from?"
It was so like guy coming up to you at a bar that I was like, where are we right now?
It felt almost rude. He was like, "Where's that accent from?"
Exactly. That's how it usually feels.
And then
it's kind of the point. I think they're going for that.
And I said, "Oh, I'm from here, but that's so funny. Where did you think I was from?" Because I've been told that I have Midwest vibes. People think I'm from the Midwest sometimes. And I said, and he goes, kind of like a snowboarder vibe. And I was like, and I was like, yeah, isn't that what he said?
It was.
It's not even an accent.
I'm from Snowboarder.
Yeah. It's like, do you hit snowboard land? Like, I don't even
I'm actually second generation Snowboarder land.
I am.
Oh my God.
And we have a great relationship, a queer relationship with Gaia. But
you
I'm
do.
sorry. I love that. So I'm going to be saying that for years.
Yeah, that's
I'm
really
going to be
good.
working on it.
That's a staple.
Well done.
But I was like, oh man, I must have really been broing it up. Like, that's what I just said it as a joke. I was like, yeah, dude. And then as we were walking out, I was just kind of doing bits. And I was like, that accent? I'm just insufferable. I'm just too masked today. That's like what I thought of it that way. But then as we got outside, he kept talking to us.
Not us. I was invisible. I've never felt so.
And you can see why my girlfriend is rarely such, like.
Well, no, that's not even what I'm.
You get a lot of up downs.
That's very nice, but I've never been the femme getting ignored when the mask is like, Hey, the times are a changing out
This
here.
guy
folks.
is gay. This guy was like, I need you to peg me.
I think he was shorter than me.
He might have been.
This guy was a homosexual. This guy was like,
He did have a crazy vibe.
No, but Ashley, I told her that he was like hitting on her, and it was weird because she was so not used to it. She was like, that was a funny, weird experience. And I was like, that's like what hitting on someone is like.
I had no fucking idea. And then as we were walking out, he was like, what town? And I was like, no, I'm from here. I'm from here. And he
Like
was like,
Manhattan.
What town? And I went, Manhattan? And he was like, no, but what town? And I was like, no one in Manhattan has ever said what town in Manhattan. You say what neighborhood you grow up.
or if you were naked in Manhattan, you know? Very important.
he was about to be. I'll tell you that much.
My God.
And then I finally told him the neighborhood that I grew up in, and he was like, oh, and I was like, what about you? Because I figured maybe he lived in Manhattan, and he said someplace in New Jersey, and then we parted ways. And that's when you clarified to me that this man, does it sound like to you he was hitting on me?
Yes, and it's really I can relate to you because it is very destabilizing when you haven't been hit on by a man for a long time, and it's like, what just happened? Because it happened to me also somewhat recently at the airport, and I had a little vengeful story after that, because I was at the airport. You know, I'm in las escalas. You're waiting between flights.
Like the las escalas?
Like you land at an airport and you're waiting for the next flight. I'm a layover. I'm gonna lay that. Yeah. So I'm in a layover.
Jen, you're really letting me down right now.
Escalas.
Why didn't you not know
in
layover?
a escala, because it's like you're like stepping to, you're in a step in between steps. Escala, escalando.
makes
You're like
sense.
scaling. I don't know if that's the word in English, but I'm in a
Well,
layover.
that makes sense, yeah.
I'm in a
I'll never
layover. I'm
forget
gonna
it
be
Makes
again.
more sense than layover.
that's
true.
right. Like layover.
Get on your knees. You're at the airport for 45 minutes.
It does feel like that sometimes, though.
Down.
It does. I travel a lot, and I'm in a lot of airports, and so this one I'm in Atlanta, and I run.
I'm working on my queer relationship with Gaia. So
Good for you.
I'm mostly
honestly, very
laying down
important.
on the earth.
Laying over, if you will.
Laying over. And I had like several hours, and I run a queer book club on Substack, and that month we were reading.
Of course.
Yeah, queer book club. And that month we were reading She Who Became the Sun, and the book, the main character is giving like trans masc, but like 1300s China, and it's very intense, and there's a lot of like political strategy and like backstabbing and people trying to take power, and this like person becomes a monk, and everyone thinks like there's a lot of things, right? It's very queer, but it's also weapons, armies, swords, guns, la. And so
It sounds like a better version of Mulan.
yes, it is. Although Mulan forever, I fucking love Mulan.
Yeah.
But it is, and it's like,
Is
you
there
know,
singing?
I wish.
Milan's
But-
got that.
But I'm reading this book, right? And I like go to this like bar, I sit down. It's mostly empty. There's a few people, you know, in their own little bubbles. And I sit down, I start reading the book, and this guy decides to sit right next to me. There's plenty of other seats, but he sits next to me. And he's like, "What are you reading?" And I'm like, is this really happening? Like, this hasn't happened in years. Like, I was
And
like,
also, what you're reading is so funny to tell
Yeah.
to this guy.
yes,
Yeah.
but because I'm reading the book. I see that, I feel the energy. He asked the question, and I'm just like, ugh. And I don't look up. I just literally, I'm gonna put this down. I don't look up. I just like show the front of the book, say the title, and then keep reading. And then he's just like, nice dude. Yeah, he's like, he's nice dude. I mean, girl. And I was like, I am just gonna ignore him for the rest of the time, right? Fuck it. And so he starts yapping to some other dude.
But he's keyed into the gender thing on some level.
Yeah, to some
And, like,
level.
yes.
But
almost trying to be like cool. Like I think he thinks he's trying to be cool. Like
Yeah.
yes.
whatever, dude, girl, I'm awesome with it.
Absolutely. But then, of course, I'm like annoyed by him. So I completely ignore him, keep reading. And he starts like yapping to some other dude and they start like broing it out, like yelling at each other. And I was like, you should have just sat next to him. But whatever. And then all of a sudden, now here's the book. The book is very queer, but it's been very yearny the whole book. And I'm like almost near the end and no one has done anything. They've been yearning for each other. There's also like one of the soldiers in the guy section is intersex and like very femme, and there's a bunch of other guys like confused by it's a lot, but it's a lot of yearning. And all of a sudden, I get to a page in the book where the main character is fully fisting this other femme character in the book.
A little bit 0 to 60.
zero to like
classic.
fucking 200. I was like, oh my God. Like, we didn't even make out. It's just like, all of a sudden it's like full fist is inside.
Yearning to fist.
Yearning to fisting. And I read that page and I'm like, this is perfect. And so I close the book. And I like sit next, I like turn around to him and I'm like, I'm a Libra. I'm gonna flirt the fuck out of this guy and I'm gonna get him to buy this fucking book. And I'm not gonna say anything queer about it, but I'm gonna sell it by being like, yeah, it's like political strategy in the 1300s China and there's like men and weapons and like all these things. And he was like, whoa.
Like, you know the
and
art
then,
of war? Like, it's exactly like that, bro.
Yes. He was like, oh my God, I fucking love that. He straight up bought the book like in front of me. Like he got on the website and like fucking bought the book. And I cannot wait when he gets that. He probably read it already. I cannot wait until he gets to the fucking queer fisting. And I'm like, revenge, sir. This is what happens when you talk to a queer person in the wild. Anyway.
And that's when he becomes the son.
Yeah, but no.
That's how it happens.
And he's gay now.
Yeah. Sometimes you can stick it to the man, and sometimes you can fist it to the man. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
They'd like it too much. That's my fear about it. I guess for me, I just get kind of giggly. When I realized he was flirting with me, I was like, you're so stupid. Like,
And then she starts twirling her hair. She's like, you're so dumb.
No, that's not.
You're so dumb, Chad. Stop. Let me steal your hat. And then he seemed to maybe follow us to the grocery store.
He may have followed us to the grocery store because he went the other direction.
He did go the other direction. And then all of a sudden.
Unless he was walking his dog one way.
Yeah.
And then went back the other way to the grocery store. But I think it's possible he followed us to the grocery store.
Yeah.
And then Jen instinctively grabbed my hand.
I said, bro, that's my fucking girl.
Yeah. Yes, Jen being like, I'm gonna fucking
I didn't say that.
get the
I didn't do that
But
at
you
all.
did grab my hand, which was so sweet.
I'm so cute.
That's amazing. That is
Maybe next time.
amazing.
Yeah, and when I bumped into him in the grocery store, he didn't try to flirt with me again.
Yeah.
Maybe he had given up. Yeah, you told him what's what.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's amazing.
Listener, this episode is brought to you by Helix, my favorite brand of mattress. Listener, I don't know about you, but I'm a sad lesbian. Recently, my cat has died. And that has led to me sleeping in, sleeping more, and crying on my bed, screaming into a pillow. And I have to say, I have been doing it very comfortably. Because even though my heart is broken, my body feels cradled by the soft, heavenly clouds of a Helix mattress. And heaven is where my cat is. Now, I love my Helix mattress. I've been sleeping on it for a few years now. I definitely have noticed my back pain getting better, my sleep getting deeper, and all of those things. But don't just take it from me, because studies have shown that 82% of people sleeping on a Helix mattress saw an increase in their deep sleep cycle. You go to helixsleep.com/gaysex. You can take a mattress quiz, so it pairs you up with the perfect mattress for you and everything you've got going on. Like I put in that I have lumbar pain, and my Helix mattress has helped so much with that. And if you need an expert to tell you what to buy, Helix is the most awarded mattress brand, tested and reviewed by experts like Forbes and Wired. The best part, you can try it for 120 nights, and there's a lifetime warranty. They have incredible customer service. So go to helixsleep.com/gaysex for 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/gaysex for 20% off site-wide. make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know that we sent you. HelixSleep.com/gay sex.
It's so interesting. I feel like, being polyam, I feel like I get flirted less now when I'm out with my partner. And I'm like, but for some reason, when you're like, people think you're monogamous, they like want to flirt with you more. I'm like, what's the sense of competition that people are trying to like tap into?
Because it's real. Like when I think people feel safer to playfully flirt with someone they know won't make a move.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
If they're not like fully, I don't even really know where it comes from, but I think it's just easier to do safe flirting with someone who's completely unavailable. Sort of the same way like a straight woman will flirt with a gay guy, or like make out with a gay guy at a party. It's like safe. It's like, oh, you can do this funny little thing, but then nothing will ever happen.
I always thought it was like, oh, like you're wanted, so like now I want you. Like that kind of competition,
I've
like
definitely
jealousy
heard of that
thing.
too.
I don't know.
Interesting. And it's really fascinating, though. No one is safe with me. I'm a Libra, polyamorous, if we're vibing, I do not care. We're vibing, and we're gonna have a great time. So you can have whatever you can have between your legs. I do not care. Let's rock and roll.
That's so Libra.
Yeah.
I don't really. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I'm in a healthier version of a Libra. I do gauge my capacity. So the only thing that's saving anyone is like, I don't have capacity. But for flirting,
your schedule is
everybody.
booked.
Yeah, for flirting, I'm
Yeah.
here. But for capacity for other stuff, I might need to be like, listen, we can just only flirt, and that's it. I can't do more. Otherwise, you deserve
only have two
someone that has
hands, man.
capacity. I do have two hands. One of them is currently open though, but it's holding a pen and pencil and keyboard. So capacity energy also goes into writing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
True.
With your relationship, are you guys open to other relationships? Like you could have multiple partners?
Yeah, absolutely. We're polyamorous and relationship anarchists in the way that we just also
Whoa.
prioritize our relationships with our friends as well. So
Okay,
yeah.
I've never
heard that.
who said this to me was Riley. I've never.
Oh, really?
I've like thought about it as a concept, but I've never heard that term.
Yeah,
And Riley was referring to it, but Riley was saying that they don't want their relationship to be like the priority relationship. They want all their friendships and their family relationships to like also have priority. And that's what it's called. It's called relationship anarchist. Anarchy?
Anarchy,
Very
yeah.
interesting.
So it's because oftentimes what's expected in a more traditional mindset is that nuclear family, right? So you have a couple, and then once that couple is a couple, most of their friends end up being in the sidelines and no longer being prioritized. And then when you have kids, it starts to even alienate you more from your community. So it takes
We've
you
all
away from that.
experienced it, you know.
Yeah.
Like I have a guy friend who's seeing a girl, and I don't really get to see him as much anymore, and it's like a total bummer. And I've been subtly alluding to it on this podcast and others for months, and he hasn't really clued in that I feel a little bit left out. So if you're listening, once again, I miss you, pal. Love you.
He's not listening. He is.
He's fucking his girlfriend.
having sex with
His very attractive
really
girlfriend.
hot girlfriend.
But
Dang.
but it's true. We've all been in that position where we feel like we've lost a friend because they're in a relationship. We've had this conversation where we were like, we don't want our friends to feel that way.
Of course, never.
Yeah,
I think we're pretty good with that, though.
we do a pretty good
Hells
job.
yeah. Hells yeah. And I think that's just like making sure that we're prioritizing time with our friends and also doing cute stuff with them. So just because like I got tickets to this one thing, like, yes, I think about my partner and whatnot, but also like, doesn't mean I'm always going to take them to all the things. I have friends that I take to other events and other things. I travel with my friends. I love visiting my friends in other places. So it's just nurturing those relationships as well is really important for me and for my partner as well. And so right now I'm only seeing them. I am going on dates here and there. My capacity is very limited at the moment, so I'm keeping things on the more casual side. It doesn't mean that I am not opening up and still being sweet with these people. It's just that I'm not going to be maybe spending that much time as
I can't even imagine
normally
you being
could.
like a fuck boy about it though. Like
Yeah,
that'd be
it'd
hilarious
really
to like
hard
switch
for you
from
to be
this
a fuckboy.
and then all of a sudden you're like, eh.
I used to
imagine
be
you
though.
with like
Really?
a fucking kit for before and after. You've got like the lube on one side. You have like a fucking ice pack over here. You have
A little parting gift.
a parting gift. You were a fuckboy?
That's
I
hilarious.
was back in the day, because okay, this is gonna get into the relationship sex thing, right?
You're getting into bed with a girl like, I just have a really strong relationship with Mother Gaia. My queer relationship with Mother Gaia.
Actually, I just saw the dangly
my
earring
God.
and now I can picture it. It just poked through the headphones and I was like,
the little thing.
oh, okay, understood.
Can you imagine? No, but long story short, so I was someone that was relating monogamously for quite some time because that's all I knew at the time. And then my last monogamous relationship, we opened it up because I was interested in sleeping with other people. And at the time, I was just looking to sleep with other people. I wasn't looking to create any other relationships. And then one of the people that I was hooking up with, I ended up starting to catch feelings for. I'm giving you the very quick, rundown of it.
We've got time.
Oh, okay. I was like, and I started to catch feelings for this person. That really started to. I didn't know that was a thing that I could have, that I could experience, and I was very. Experiencing a lot of shame and guilt because I was falling in love with someone new while also in love with my partner of 3+ years at the time. And I didn't handle it well. I didn't have the emotional maturity or tools to handle all the mess ups and mistakes. I was really hitting on my self-worth and because I was fumbling the ball a lot and I felt so bad that I decided to end all relationships, the one with my partner, the people that I was hooking up with. I was like, I need a moment. And then, and because I also wasn't nurturing my friendships as much in a way that I'm doing now, I had that moment of like, who the fuck am I outside of being a partner?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, but I still wanted to fuck around because I did grow up very, conservatively in not necessarily like religiously, but I was sold very beautifully the concept of being with one person for the rest of your life. Sure, and I was already, when I was with that partner, I had only been with like maybe like 3-4 people. And I was like, I'm a horny person. I love to fuck and I need to accept this of myself. But I was so afraid of like, I'm a slut. I love fucking. And but I was so afraid of like fucking people and then ending in another relationship. The only thing that my friends tell me that I was not a fuckboy about is because I wasn't. Normally, fuckboys lure you in with charm and then promise you a bunch of things in the relationship.
Yes,
I
there's
wasn't
like
doing that.
Emotional immaturity and sort of a falseness.
Like manipulation of
Exactly. I wasn't
You
doing
had
that.
you had a soul-searching slut period.
Correct.
Which
where
I really relate to. That was so important for me. Almost identical to you without the polyamory part. But a lot of monogamy and then being like, why am I so bad at relationships? Who am I? And then I fucked a lot of people and I discovered myself in the process.
That's so beautiful.
That's essentially what it was. And so I didn't realize that in that process I was putting up a lot of walls as well because all the things that I normally like to do, like sleeping over, making breakfast in the next morning, making you coffee, that kind of stuff, I associate it with a tenderness that was a partner tenderness. And so I very much was like, I don't care if it's 4 a.m. and I'm at your place, I'm gonna leave. I don't care if it's 4 a.m. You're at my place, you gotta leave. No sleeping over, no cuddles. I was very like, I just want the sex. And anything else is like off limits. So I was a fuckboy in the sense where I was like, and I was communicative of this. It wasn't just like, yes, came over and then like, oh, you can't sleep over. I was like, hey, if we fuck at my place and it's 4, you gotta go. And normally I would do it in other people's spaces, so then that way I could have. I didn't want people to leave in the middle of the night.
Easier than just being
way easier than get the fuck out of my house. Get the fuck out of my house is truly one of the hardest things to pull off.
I've never done that.
I actually don't know if I've. You know what I've used? Oh, this is gonna sound bad. It's sort of true though. When I've wanted people to get the fuck out of my house, I have a physical disability. So I'll say, even before anything happens, that, like, I have to prioritize sleep, and I have pain in my sleep, and I have, like, rituals and things that I'm, like, a light sleeper. I wake up in the middle of the night. If it's okay with you, I would prefer you not to spend the night because it's just going to fuck up your sleep as well, but it also might fuck up mine.
I have a physical disability. I hate sleeping with my host. It's
my physical disability is that I cannot be next to a woman after I'm done fucking her.
my physical disability is post-nut clarity.
My physical disability.
Honestly, though, I mean, like, honestly, it's super valid. I feel like I've also been with people that I'm like, actually, our agreement with us, like, sleeping around, and like, now that I'm in this other place in my life, the agreement is like, hey, I like you, I care about you, no sleepovers. Beautiful. It doesn't take away from the care that we can. So it's totally valid also.
I think
to
as
not-
long as
not
you
always,
say it before.
I think before
Yes.
it like has to be a part of the agreement of what you guys are doing. I will say though, part of the fun, I always found when I was like really being a slut, I found part of the fun to be some of those more tender moments, but like learning how to make those tender moments. You're bringing something out of me, you relationship anarchist. Those tender moments were almost somewhere between romantic and platonic. Like, I'm going to make you this coffee because it feels nice to make you this coffee, but it's not a relationship coffee. It's a friends with
100%.
benefits coffee. Do you kind of know what I
100%.
mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Because that's what it is. I feel like now where I'm in this place, it's like just because I don't want to be in a relationship with someone right now, or I don't have the capacity to show up with someone. Because I have like casual dating, and then like boyfriend, girlfriend, they friend, and then partner, nesting partner,
wanna see
anchor
your
partner, whatever it
fucking-
may be.
I want to see your fucking journal, dude. I want to see the diagrams. I want to
The
see
webs.
the fucking webs.
There's
the
red strings
star.
everywhere.
Yeah, just charts, color coded.
I do. So I have a couple of things.
I know.
I have a couple of things that I've used in the past, and I'm gonna plug in. I'm gonna plug in a friend. The first thing that I read about was called a relationship anarchy smorgasbord. I don't know how to say that last word. I keep always messing it up,
Smorgasbord,
but it's
yeah.
a smorgasbord. And it literally gives you all these little like blocks in which every time I start any dynamic with anybody, I sit down and I'm like, hey, well, let's circle the things that we both agree we want to do in this, right? And it doesn't mean that
I love
we're
this.
so it's that way. It's very clear about like what we want to do. And then my friend Mel Cassidy has a book called Radical Relating, which is incredible. And they actually made a much more in-depth one because the other several months ago I was having a conversation with somebody and they didn't circle one of the things around like social partners. And I was like, totally fine, but I feel like I want to ask more questions around this because like what happens if we go out in public? Is that something that you don't want to do? Or if we do, like how do you want to handle if someone knows who I am? Or like how, you know? And they were like, no, I mean mostly like social media. I don't want social media. And I was like, sounds good. Incredible. Totally. Got it. So get more clarity on like what those things and with Mel's like fucking relational map was incredible because they had more specific questions. And I was like, yes. So I definitely am using this now and I love it. Because even with like partners, like not every partner I'm going to be relating with financially either, and or nesting with them, right? And also when I have kids, that's also going to shift a lot of my own ecosystem and my relational ecosystem. So it helps get clarity, and if at any point you need to like renegotiate something, you just like, hey, remember this thing that I like didn't circle? I would like to circle it. How do you feel about that? Oh, let's talk about it. Or hey, this thing that like we circled, I actually am not really vibing with that. Can we like maybe not do that? But it doesn't mean that the whole relationship is gone. It just means that element of it is no longer being done. And that's it.
Right. That's a cool concept. So cool. I really like that, especially like when we're open, but just for like hookups. So, but like in explaining to someone, like a lot of people, the questions are like, I feel like people are like, how can you do that and not have feelings? Because that's sort of like that's not on our board, you know? Like if we were to use that technique. And a lot of people are like, how is that possible? You're like, oh, I just tell you that I'm not going to nurture developing feelings for you. And that usually helps the other person do the same. You know, it's actually not as hard.
I just hook up with horrible people. It's my approach.
effect.
Yeah.
these
Oh,
special
man.
effects. I had no idea they were existing. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Can we go to Jen's gay sex for the week?
Yeah, Jen, go for it.
Jen, did you have gay sex this week?
Well, I have a story that I can share from the way back.
Blast from the past.
Yeah.
Finger blast from the past. We haven't used that phrase in a long time.
my
Finger
God.
blast from the past.
And we went fisting
I
today.
love that. This
And thank
takes
you for
us
sharing,
back
Jenny.
a few years. I've already told Ashley this one, so it's not that exciting for her, but we're gonna get
pretend.
into it. Okay, perfect. Cut that, Alex. I was traveling a few years ago, and I was more than a few years ago, a while ago, and I was staying in this hostel. And
Oh my God, I love this story. Sorry.
this is
love
good. This
story.
is like I've had this,
I love this story.
in the bank for a while, and I was like, okay, I can use this next time I come on. So this one is I also feel like is such a flex too. So I know I'm like not being humble on this one either. But
Okay, noted.
I was like traveling. I was staying in this hostel, and I was sharing a room with this girl, and we both kind of like realized we were queer. And we were like hanging out with this group for a few days, and we ended up like secretly like hooking up like the whole time we were there, but no one else like knew. And so because we were staying in a hostel, we didn't like have anywhere to go. So it was like 4 a.m, and we had been out like with everybody all night, and we like snuck off to the beach, and we started hooking up on a beach chair.
Can I just say, in terms of portability, lesbian sex sucks.
Yeah.
It is.
What do you mean portability? Why?
Portable-
Why?
I just like because it is quick sex for lesbians, sapphics, whatever, vulvas, tough to orgasm on the road.
Not when you gotta like me.
But also, it's just like maneuvering. Guys can unzip their fly and whip out a dick, you know? Like, just that kind of maneuvering is tough. So, on a beach, there's sand.
Not on
Yeah,
the beach
that's-
chair.
On the
don't
beach,
know.
well, there's still. I'm more concerned about the sand and the exfoliation that could happen. I'm like,
That's fair.
were you good? Did you go to the ocean and pee later? Because like, yeast infection was like,
A Bruin. Ooh,
Yeah.
No, survived that one somehow, but
But you hook up on the beach.
yeah, hooked up on the beach. On the like gave the beach chair a little brush down first. And
Cute,
it
cute,
was
cute.
yeah, classy.
which beach was
Yeah.
it? Was it a nude beach?
No, it was just like 4 a.m. And so no one was there.
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
In-
Okay,
in
gorgeous.
Greece.
Because like the sun
Yeah.
is rising.
Yeah.
You can hear the waves.
The birds start singing
Seagulls
to you.
are, like,
Doesn't that
waking
happen to you
up.
guys? Yeah.
This is just a description of every time Vico fucks.
Yeah.
We saw a meteor shower actually.
Shooting stars, spelled out lesbian sex.
Oh my
It's
god.
beautiful. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. So we were like hooking up for a while, and then at some point, I don't know, we like heard something, looked up. A man had fully set up his chair, and he was like still putting it down and stuff. Fully set up his chair, started fishing 10 feet away. Just fully. He didn't give a shit though. Like he wasn't looking at us or being weird. He was just like, this is my fishing spot and you guys are here, but this is my fishing hour and where I fish. So I am.
Which part of the world was this?
Greece.
Sounds about right. I
Yeah.
feel like this guy has seen
Right.
orgies on the beach. This guy was like,
Right.
Yeah,
people
yeah.
be fucking here.
Yeah,
Like,
this is nothing. He's like, honestly, amateur hour. There's only 2 of you.
He was like,
guys are lame.
there's a better rock over there. There's a better like. Actually, for next time, here's the spot. You know, like
he writes us a little map. Yeah.
Oh, you don't know what
Recommendation.
about the beach with the lounge chairs? You gotta go to the beach with the lounge chairs.
But yeah, we
oh
were
my
like,
gosh.
okay. And then we got up and we're like, all right, this is our time. We put our clothes back on quietly and just went home. But then this is the part where I like get to flex a little bit. So her boyfriend was coming like the day after like her trip there was done.
But they're open,
to this
right?
album. To
Well,
this
like they
island.
were. Was this?
Yeah, they were open, but I think it was the kind of open where the boyfriend's like, "Oh, you want to like have sex with girls?" Like, yeah, but like
Oh, yeah.
thinking like he'd be in the mix and like loophole city. So and good for me, but not for him. So she she and I stayed friends, and she lives in Germany. And I like visited her there like a couple years later when I was like there. And she told me that night after we had hooked up, she like Snapchatted her friends or something. Like, that's how you know this was a while ago. She was like Snapchatting her friends being like, whatever. But it said, I like best night ever.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess she had saved it. Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Well done. Well done.
She saved that Snapchat for some reason, and he saw it and was like, "Oh, this is the." And she told him that we had hooked up, and he was like, "Oh, this is the night that you hooked up with Jen." Like, great. And but in between the time of like when I hooked up with her and then when I saw her in Germany, they had broken up.
Yeah.
And she told me this whole story after about the Snapchat and everything. And that in the time between, every time that they would get into a fight, he would go, "All right, then, like, why don't you just go have your best night ever with Jen?" By name. Incredible. I'm like ruining this man's life from across the globe.
She ruined a straight man's life.
I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. And then she showed me their final breakup letter. And it was all in German, so she like translated it to me. It was like a 2-page letter, all in German, but I did see my name in there 2 times. That's like,
oh my God.
This is like the best thing that's ever happened to me. I'm sorry that this seems like it was a tough time for you guys, but this is so sick. It was
what could be
my
more
biggest
flattering?
flex.
Yeah, like if you know, like a rainy day, like one day your ego is like broken and like sore or whatever, you're like, read that letter and then like be like,
yeah, she learned German to read that letter.
Learning German just so I can like recite it.
Fuck yes,
Yeah.
like that's like an affirmation. That's like a waking up in the morning and being like, you broke a straight fucking couple, bitch.
Yes, yes. One down, so many to go, but like I'm getting there.
That's the actual queer agenda. It's just fucking all of them and be like, it's ruined for y'all now.
Yeah. Ruining a straight couple's trip to Greece. Thank you. Yes, I will.
Truly incredible. Truly remarkable.
Incredible
well done.
gay sex, Jen.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah. Thank you.
Maybe the best.
The best night ever. Best night ever, gay sex.
Well, Vico, thank you for being here. This was a delightful episode.
It was so nice to meet you. So fun.
I love that you did this. Like, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Of course.
And again,
No,
with
thank
your
you both.
flexibility. Do you want to plug your stuff one more time so people know where to follow you?
Yes.
And
Yes. So you can follow me on Instagram as Puerto Rican Ninja. The last N for Puerto Rican is the same N for Ninja. You can also follow me on Substack. My Substack is called Thirsty Silly Goosing with Vico Ortiz. And I have queer book club over there, parallel play sessions. I write also polyamorous musings. It's you'll get a lot of stuff. And the cool thing is that the payment is what's the word? Optional. So if you have it in your financial spaciousness to do the subscription, the paid one, go for it. If not, totally fine too. And then just know that everything that is contributed will go to mutual aid. So I'll always post the first of the month, like who was the person that benefited from the mutual aid that month. And so, we get to like be in community, chill and kiki and, archive queer stories.
That's
none
really
of
cool.
our Patreon subscriptions go to mutual aid. Thank you so much for donating.
It goes to the elevator with the mirror in front of it.
It goes to the elevator. Yeah.
Going,
it goes
opening
to
up
the
into
little outfits that the men find me cute in. No, that's amazing.
No, that's really
so
cool. That's super cool.
Listen, y'all have you have like cameras, you have all the things. I just, write my sweet little stories and hope
No. You're amazing. You're so fun. I am so cool. Please come back. You are delightful.
Once I'm able to announce whatever I'm supposed to keep under wraps for maybe another month or two, I will let you know.
Yeah, please come back anytime. You are always welcome. And if you're in New York, join us in person.
Yes, actually,
So fun.
yes, that might be on the in spring side. I might be in New York filming a little short.
Please.
So
Beautiful. Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening. It's 1 a.m. in St. Louis, so I'm not gonna do a whole thing today. Patreon.com/WHGS. If you want a whole thing, donate to the Patreon. There's so many bonus episodes up there with guests, with Alex, with Jen, with our co-hosts, and also my live streams of my comedy show every week. So that's fun. That's fun. And I hope I see you at a show.